All right, welcome everyone. It is now exactly 6:30 p.m. I'd like to call to order the Fenton Township Board meeting on this 5th day of August, 2025. I ask everyone to please stand for the opening prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. Trustee Gopal, will you please lead?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Heavenly Father, bless us as we gather here tonight. Help us nurture the bonds of our community. Guide us to make decisions in the best interest of the residents of our township. We pray for an end to the conflicts of the world today. We pray for the sick, the injured, and the dead. And as always, we ask these prayers in your most holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As always, thanks, Mark. Clerk Krug, will you please call the roll?
Yes, Lorraine,
Present.
Reed,
Here.
Clark,
Present.
Krug is present, Kessler,
Here.
Gopal,
Here.
Tucker. You have a full board.
All right, thanks, Bob. I'd like to note for the record that Township Attorney Jack Belzer, our Operations Manager Tom Broker, our Zoning Administrator Mike Deem are present this evening. Additionally, the following Township officials are present via Zoom: our Fire Chief Ryan Volz and our Township Engineers Alan and Melissa Lawrence. Tom, will you detail the procedures for those attending tonight's virtual meeting?
Yes, to the members of the public attending tonight's meeting in person or via Zoom, please be advised the meeting is being recorded to be shown on public access television, Spectrum Channel 191. Recorded meetings are also posted on the Fenton Area Community Television YouTube channel. For those attending via Zoom, we ask that you keep your microphone muted until we reach portions of the meeting where public comment is allowed. For tonight's meeting, there are no public hearings, therefore all public comment will be taken near the end of the meeting. Meeting materials are available for download on the Township's website at fentontownship.org.
All right, thanks, Tom. All right, moving on to the first business in order is the approval of the agenda. Are there any requests to amend tonight's agenda? Hearing none, a motion is in order to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Krug, will you please call the roll?
I vote yes. Clark,
Yes.
Kessler,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Gopal,
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
Lorraine.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, agenda stands approved as presented. Moving on to the meeting minutes. Included in the packet are the meeting minutes from the July 15th regular meeting. Are there any corrections or requested revisions to these meeting minutes? Hearing none, the meeting minutes stand approved as presented. Moving on to expenditures. Are there any questions from the board regarding any of the invoices? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion regarding the payment of expenditures totaling $1,400,501.21 for payment.
Move approval of the expenditures as presented.
Second.
All right, motion's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Krug, will you please call the roll?
Reed,
Yes.
Gopal,
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
Kessler,
Yes.
Lorraine.
Yes.
I vote yes. Clark.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, and the expenditures stand approved as presented. Public hearings, we have none this evening. Reports. This evening, we have our zoning administrator is going to do the July report. Evening, Mike.
Good evening. I think you guys have a copy of the report, hitting on the highlights of what the Planning Commission's been doing and what they have coming up soon. Last meeting, they had a representative from MSU Extension provide training on the Right to Farm Act and GAMPS, which is the Generally Accepted Agricultural and Management Practices. And I always want to say manufacturing, and I know that's wrong. Management practices. So why did they do that? Well, one of the topics that they're going to be looking at relatively soon here, as in next week, is our keeping of animals, specifically looking at keeping of chickens and ducks and whatnot, and how that relates to the zoning ordinance and GAMPS. In the past, or currently, right, we limit the keeping of chickens to our agricultural zoning district. Well, as we recently found out, under the GAMPS, right, there are situations where the properties in our R3 zoning district meet those standards, and there are situations where people could have chickens in non-agricultural zoning districts. So part of that training that we got, it was recommended that we look at where we keep, what our rules were for keeping of chickens and other animals. And understanding what GAMPs where they may be allowed through GAMPs and the Right to Farm Act, and, you know, if we are proactive, we may be able to direct those in a more appropriate manner for the township. So Planning Commission is going to take that up and start looking at that. Other things on the not-so-distant agendas, review the schedule of regulations. You know, we've received comments lately about side yard setbacks for narrow lots. The zoning board has been looking at lot coverage variance requests, right? So Planning Commission is going to review those, see, you know, how the current regulations are, and how they, if they're still relevant, and whether or not they need to be changed. The other thing they'll be looking at is a US 23 corridor study based on public comments that we've been getting from other projects, the planning initiatives by the county, the road commission's short-term infrastructure plans for road improvements, including Torrey Road and Thompson Road and North Road. Planning Commission is going to be looking at basically a mile radius around each of the US 23 interchanges in the township as part of a corridor study. Zoning board, we had one meeting, or one item on the agenda. That was a reduction of a sight line, reduction of lot coverage. So I am here to answer any questions you guys might have.
Any questions for Mike at all? Mike, thank you very much for the report.
Yep.
All right, are there any committee reports to be made to the board this evening? Hearing none. Next order of business, communications, none. Adoption of ordinances, none. Unfinished business, none. Moving on to new business. This is the proposed purchase of the fire chief vehicle and the proposed purchase of the fire department equipment. I'm sure we've all reviewed the memo in our packet. Chief Bolts is on vacation. However, he has joined us via Zoom. And Chief, if you wouldn't mind unmuting your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, Chief.
Perfect. So I sat with the fire committee, the public safety committee, and we discussed this at our previous meeting. Everything was gone over, explained, and approved by our 3 committee members. And we are now bringing it to the board for full approval so we can purchase a new 2025 3/4-ton Silverado Chevy pickup and replace the 2016 Chief Tahoe, which is not able to carry all the equipment at this time per NFPA, and to keep up with the new NFPA regulations, able to store all of our equipment and everything in the back of the vehicle. So that's the new Car 1 proposal that has been shared with everybody.
Is that it, Chief?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes, sir.
You chair the Public Safety Committee. Is there anything you'd like to add, go over?
No, we went over it, Bob, myself, and Rob went over it. I asked the questions as to why we need what we need, and it's more of a first response vehicle and his vehicle, and a lot of times he's the first one on scene, so it had more equipment than just, you know, the radio and the jump gear in the back. The truck now, Chief, how many miles does your current Tahoe have? It says over 100.
98,655, I believe.
Yeah, and as you can imagine, a lot, not half, but a lot of those are hard miles. And it's just gonna get to the point of diminishing returns on what we spend on it to upgrade it. It's, again, it's a 16, you know, it's 9 years old, and I think it's, we saw no objections with what he wants. And he's not a frivolous spender anyway. You know, we go through everything that he spends, and, you know, there's nothing that he even requests to our board just because he has the money he asks for. It's everything has a necessity. We make sure of that, so I don't see any reason why he would change his tune now. I mean, we're very fiscally responsible with the funds he has, so I've got no concerns with going ahead and approving this. Bob, Rob?
No, I agree. it's a necessity as a chief and to protect our residents, so how can you?
I can't believe, I'm glad we keep records, because it seems like he just got this one, and I was
Right?
harassing him about marking it up 15 minutes after he got it. You're not gonna initiate the new one that way, are you, chief?
No, actually, one of the quotes for the upfit came in cheaper, so, we
Yeah.
actually lowered the price of it.
You're not catching what I'm laying on you, but I'll lay it
I'm
on you
probably
some
not,
other
I've been
time.
in the sun too long.
For the 85,000, does that include all the bells and whistles?
That's the upgrade, the upfit through, Arrowhead Upfitters, that's everything turnkey.
Got it.
The stickers on the outside, the radio install, all the equipment, where it needs to be mounted at, everything will be done.
In full disclosure, there are pickup trucks on lots right now with none of the equipment upgrades that are still 100,000.
Yeah, this is purchased through the government, price setting, so this is the same price we would get at any, car dealership that we went to would be this price.
Any other questions or comments from the board?
You sure you can't use the Chevy Trax?
If I could put a ladder rack on top of it.
Just kidding with you, Ryan.
Anything else? Well, again, yeah, I know this board's tired of me hearing it, or telling you, but, again, I think it's really important. I know I had a lot of questions, and, Bill had one at the special meeting. Our committees are made up of people that care, and that's why they're on those committees. So Rob and Bob and Mark. So just so the public understands, is that these committees are there to make and ask the questions and do the work for the board, so the board has a recommendation from those committees. So whether it's our planning commission, when you see something coming with a unanimous, vote from the planning commission, they've done the work, they've done the due diligence. So I want to thank the three of you for doing the work for the board and coming with this recommendation. So if there's no other questions from the board, I will entertain a motion regarding the purchase of a 2025 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 crew custom truck, along with the installation of emergency vehicle equipment as presented, at a total cost of $85,934.
I will support a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
All right, motion's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Crew, will you please call the roll?
Yes, Kessler.
Yes.
I vote yes. Reed,
Yes.
Lorraine,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
Gopel.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thanks, Bob. Next, I will entertain a motion regarding the quote to upgrade utility truck 16 to a grass rig mini pumper as presented, a total cost of $31,850.
Can he explain that?
Oh, sure.
Okay, so what we've done is, our ladder truck will be here now, into early, middle November, we were just told. So all the equipment that is on the utility it'll be all of our, confined space equipment, dive rescue equipment, any of the, additional, specialty equipments will go on that truck, which leaves that truck more or less empty as a utility. So we thought of upgrading it to a Class B pumper, which we would get credit on our ISO, and also be able to fight brush fires. It'll be able to flow water on structure fires, car fires, and be used for tight quarters, long driveways. It'll be more of a fire utility vehicle, which we'll get more use out of. The vehicle right now only has about 5,800 miles on it. And it's a 2017, so it's got a lot of life in it. So we'll get a lot of use out of it, upgrading it or upfitting it with this pump.
All right, thanks, Chief. Mark, you want to add anything?
No, I think for the price of $31,850, we're gonna get, in a sense, another small, but still a pumpable fire truck. I think that's unheard of.
Chief, would this be something that, like, say, for instance, somebody calls, a neighbor calls and says, we've got an out-of-control fire at my neighbor's house, would this be the truck then that you would use?
The initial Class A pumper, which would be our station engines, would be the first response. And then this one could respond, if it's a non-hydrant area, it could drive down to the lake, if there's a lake or a pond in that area, and would be able to supply water back to the truck, to fight the fire, and we wouldn't need as many tankers on the incident. So it would be a multi-use vehicle, once again.
All right. Any other questions or comments from the board? Sorry about that, so there's already a motion.
I will, motion to approve.
Second.
All right, motion's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Krug, will you please call the roll?
Yes, Clark,
Yes.
Kessler,
Yes.
I vote yes, Gopel,
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
Lorraine,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
motion passes.
All right, thanks, Bob. Next under new business is resolution number 2025-28, and this is the MDOT agreement for the Thompson Road project. We've all reviewed the memo in the packet. Really what this is it's the contract with the Michigan Department of Transportation to complete the next engineering phase of the Thompson Road Improvement Project. Again, we all should know that. It goes everywhere from Jennings all the way over to Toyer Road, including the two roundabouts and the overpass improvements. The cost for this phase and the management from MDOT is $990,000. Once this phase is complete, which is probably going to take until Q1 2026, the project will move forward to bid out construction. Also included in this resolution, it allows approving the contract and authorizing the supervisor and deputy clerk to execute the contract on behalf of the township. Are there any questions or comments from the board? And again, just so everybody understands, this money is not township money. This is, $1 million of this is money that we got from the state of Michigan for that improvement. So again, no township money whatsoever. Any other questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, resolution number 2025-28. Clerk Krug, will you please present the resolution?
Yes, it approves MDOT contract 25-5088, authorizes the supervisor and deputy clerk to execute the contract on behalf of the township. I'll move the resolution.
Second?
All right, motion's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Krug, will you please call the roll?
Gopel,
Yes.
Tucker,
Yes.
Lorraine,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
I vote yes, Reed,
Yes.
Kessler,
Yes.
resolution passes.
All right, thanks, Bob. Next under new business, resolution number 2025-29. This is authorizing the sale of capital improvement bonds for the Tupper Lake Sewer Upgrade Project, also known as the Operations Manager Broker. Will you review?
Yes, there's an email from our bond counsel, Steve Mann from Miller Canfield, just explaining the resolution. The amount in the authorizing resolution is not to exceed $4,530,000. If you remember, the contract we awarded was just a little over $4 million. They recommended contingency of 5 to 10%. We went with the 10% mainly because this is part of a larger group or a group of bond issues that the board has kind of pre-approved. Any money that's not spent on this project will be eligible to be spent on the Jennings Road project, which is coming up in the next several months. So it made more sense to beef this one up just a little bit. So if we do run into, because this project's going under the Shiawassee River, the potential for unexpected changes is probably a little higher than normal. So we felt this was a better way to go. So the resolution, it's a lot of pages. It basically just authorizes the issuance of the bonds with all the legal jargon attached.
Thanks, Tom. Are there any questions or comments from the board? Just to remind the board, when the initial engineering, which was done from Lawrence Engineering, came in at a little over $8 million. So this was the project that we were expecting to spend about $8.5 million on, which we're going to end up spending just over $4 million, plus whatever contingencies they end up spending. So, any other questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, resolution number 2025-29. Clerk Krug, will you please present the resolution?
Yes, authorizes authorizes the issuance of up to $4,530,000 and capital improvement bonds. That's it. I will move the resolution.
Second.
All right, motion's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Krug, will you please call the roll?
Tucker,
Yes.
Lorraine,
Yes.
Gopel,
Yes.
Kessler,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
I also vote yes, the resolution passes.
All right, thanks, Bob.
Yep.
Next under new business, financial advisor engagement letter, Benzinski and Company. Benzinski and Company, sorry about that. Operations manager Broker, will you review?
Yes, this is a standard agreement, letter of agreement, or letter of engagement from Benzinski and Company. If you recall, Andy Campbell, who used to be with Baker Tilly, had moved to Benzinski, and because he was so familiar with us, we maintained a relationship through him, with his new company. And so this is relative specifically to the bond issue the board just authorized, the Tupper Lake project. So it's again kind of boilerplate language. It does indicate their fee is $18,250 for their part in making this all happen. And they've been really good to work with so far, and I would recommend that we approve it.
Any questions or comments from the board? Okay, I will entertain a motion regarding the proposed financial advisor engagement letter of Benzinski and Company as presented.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All right, motion's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Krug, will you please call the roll?
Yes, Lorraine,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Kessler,
Yes.
Gopel,
Yes.
Tucker.
Yes.
I vote yes, Reed,
Yes.
motion passes.
All right, thanks, Bob. Next business in order is board comment. Is there anyone on the board who has additional comments or concerns? Hearing none, we will move on to the next business order, which is public comment on agenda or non-agenda items. I will now open up the meeting for public comment on agenda or non-agenda items. Is there anyone that is present this evening that would like to address the board? It can be either on an agenda item or a non-agenda item. Yes, sir. If you could, just come up to the mic and state your name.
I'll try to keep this brief. My name is James Douglas, 3387 Ralston Road. Couple of questions. One, you just brought up the resolution for Thompson Road, and someone mentioned 2 roundabouts. Do you know where those are going?
Yes, those are improvements to the bridge. So the Thompson Road Bridge off of US 23, those are going to be, we went through about a year process. To give you a short version of the long story, looking at someone that wanted to develop on the west side of Thompson Road, found out that we had an obsolete bridge. So during this process, we went to the state, procured enough money to upgrade that bridge to bring it in. I think it, from the preliminary engineering, it would be good up through 2057 or something. And what they did is the new technology with roundabouts actually, rather than spending upwards of $60 to $80 million to expand the bridge, they can get the same type of throughput by doing roundabouts at both ends. So that's what that is. On both sides, yes.
Okay.
And that will include slip lanes, all of that sort of stuff. So a combination of all those improvements will make it as efficient as what they say is, as the one that's north of us up on Hill Road, instead of having 5 lanes.
Okay. Questions I have are having to do with the roundabout. I was under the impression, and I haven't gotten a Fenton Township map, and I should have acquired one before doing this, but I volunteered my services to weed and take care of the roundabout on North and Torrey. I understand it's Fenton City, it's not Fenton Township.
Yes.
Is there a map of Fenton Township I can see that tells me where Fenton Township ends and where Fenton
Absolutely.
City starts?
Yep. You can get one of those that just come up to the front desk, and there's actually a map. I know I have one on my wall, so they should be able to duplicate that, right?
We should
And
have
we should have a
something that
digital
shows
version
that.
that we could even email you if you wanted to request it
Okay.
via email.
I went to a Fenton City meeting, and I spoke with
Lynn Markland.
people up there
Oh,
to find out about the roundabout. And what they told me is, yes, it is Fenton City roundabout, but what I tried to do was to volunteer my services to take care of that roundabout. You know, as far as weeding, as far as putting plants in, et cetera, et cetera. And long story short, they said, no, you can't do it. We don't want you in there, et cetera, et cetera. I was wondering if this Fenton Township people could get with Fenton City and say, there's a gentleman here that would like to take care of that. They have a master gardener that takes care of the entire city of Fenton, but the master gardener is just, doesn't have time to do it all. And in June, I looked at that roundabout and it was just 3-foot high weeds. So I mentioned it to Fenton City. They came through with a landscape crew, tore down all the weeds, and it looked halfway decent. But there's a lot of flowers in there and bushes and stuff that I would like to take care of and to add to it, because I go through that roundabout 3 or 4 times a day. So I would like to see, other than weeds, I'd like to see something really nice in there. So I'm wondering if Fenton Township can talk to Fenton City and say, okay, I know you have a master gardener and I want to volunteer my time. I belong to a garden club in the city of Fenton, which I can get all kinds of help and instruction on how to do that. But I'd like to see if Fenton Township could help in that regard.
James, I don't know how to respond to that. And there's probably, it's probably not them just saying no, there's probably a lot of liability reasons, you're not, you know, employed. I mean, I don't know, I can't speak for, you know, the city council, but I mean, I'd be glad to call Lynn, but I don't think I'm gonna have any influence whatsoever as far as they're a separate body. They run their own city, and, you know, I know Lynn well, but I don't know.
It might just be them saying no also.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, down here, we have Mark Shantz doing what he does.
Correct.
You know, so I mean.
And he kinda does it on his own,
Yeah.
whereas we don't, you know, we don't lend affirmation to that. We don't say, hey, yeah, go out and do that for us. He's doing it on his own. You know, the township has no liability.
Right, and exactly, my point is, I want to volunteer my services to keep that up so that it doesn't become an eyesore. So,
Well, James, I will make a call.
okay,
That's all I can promise you.
okay. Do you know how long the North Road Bridge out between Laring and
It's
Tory?
just north of Panema is where it's
November?
going out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you know how long that project
Oh,
is?
it's shut down now finally?
Do they have an
shut it down
estimate?
Monday morning.
Okay. I think it was 6 weeks, 2 months?
I think November.
I think,
It
think-
was
at least.
the end of October initially.
Like 4
but
months.
It was gonna be
Right.
the 7th of June.
And they're running.
Melissa?
Running a month behind.
Melissa knows everything.
Yeah,
4 months
Melissa?
is the-
this is our engineer. Melissa, could you kind of speak to that?
Yeah, I talked to the road commission today. The estimate now is 4 months.
Wow. So that's going into next year.
Christmas.
Yeah,
December.
Yeah.
All right, let's see, anything else? I think that's all, oh yeah, the other question I have is how many roundabouts are in Fenton Township?
We have none. Zero.
Not
Up
yet.
until Thompson Road?
Right.
We're gonna-
None. We
but-
have none.
Okay,
But again, those are gonna be expressway, they're gonna be cement in the center of them, at least the preliminary
right.
engineering design I've looked at, but, so they won't require that, but, yeah, there are some that are in the works, but there's 0 right now.
Are you familiar with Mark?
Yes,
Okay. I would probably, I don't wanna speak for him, but maybe call him and pick his brain, cause he'd be the one to tell you probably what you can and can't do.
okay. Well, I've already gone in there and weeded and watered and done all kinds of stuff. and-
Yeah, I get it. Sometimes it's better to ask, you know, forgiveness and permission, so I get that, but.
Okay,
Well, I mean, you know, Mark doesn't, you know, he's just doing it on his own, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
okay. Fair enough, I got his number. Thank you.
James, thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, Mark, if you're listening.
All right, is there anyone else here that is in attendance that would like to address the board on agenda or non-agenda items? I think there's someone back there.
We tried.
All right, we tried. All right. Hearing none, I'll move on to Zoom. Is there anyone that is attending tonight via Zoom that would like to address the board? Agenda or non-agenda items?
Absolutely.
If so, unmute.
Absolutely. Actually, there's some things I didn't get to tell you guys. The Tahoe that we have now will be going up for sale, and we'll be starting it in the area of about $12,000. So we will be recouping money back to the fund of what we spent on the chief vehicle.
Is this municipal bid?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks.
Yep, we've used the municipal bid before. I've gotten with Tom, and we've set it all up. I mean, we've already sold the old Tanker 12 on it. It works great. We made some good money on that truck, getting rid of it. That truck was 25 years old, so. With the age of the truck and stuff, I think we should be able to find a smaller department that'll find some room for it, so. And I just wanna, truthfully, I wanna thank my family for, I'm on vacation. I just wanna thank them for letting me jump on Zoom and be with you guys. This is really important to me to get this through. Again, the fire safety committee has been excellent in going through this and getting this process done so we can get these things implemented in the department. So I just wanna let them know, thank you very much, and I wanna thank the board for getting this through and protecting our residents, again, for the next 50 years, keep us rolling, so I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you joining us this evening, Chief, while you're on vacation with the family. All right, Mark, you're the only one left. Would you like to address the board this evening? All right. Hearing none, it is now 7:02 p.m. If there's nothing else, I say good night and the meeting's adjourned. Thanks, everyone.